At the beginning of Mark chapter 12, Jesus continues to address the question of His authority, but now He does so by way of a parable. He tells a parable in which a man rented out a vineyard to tenants. When it came time for them to pay with some of the produce, they refused. The owner sent a servant, and they beat him and sent him away empty-handed. He sent another servant, and they treated him shamefully and abused him. He sent another servant, and they killed him. And still he sent other servants, and they beat some and killed others. Finally, the vineyard owner said, "I will send my son, they will respect him." But with utter disrespect, they took the son and they killed him. And Jesus said that that vineyard owner would come and destroy those tenants and give the vineyard to others who would pay and produce. Now, Jesus' parable here echoes a parable that Isaiah told in Isaiah chapter 5. God had given the Jewish nation a well-prepared vineyard. He had made every necessary and beneficial provision for them. God wanted them to use all of those blessings to produce fruit, justice, and righteousness. But they produced exactly the opposite. Now Jesus takes that parable that Isaiah told and applies it to the rulers of the Jews of His day. They got the point that it was about them in verse 12. Now, God called the nation to produce fruit. He sent prophet after prophet to the Jews to bear that fruit, calling them to repentance. He was incredibly patient with these rebellious people. But they rejected God's messengers, beating some and killing others. Finally, God sent His Son. But they were going to kill Him. And because of that, their judgment was sealed. God, the vineyard owner, was going to take those tenants, the Jewish leaders, and destroy them and give the vineyard to others, the new Israel, those who would submit to Jesus as King. Now they questioned His authority. Jesus' answer, "Who gave me the authority to do what I'm doing? I'm the son of the vineyard owner who has come to collect what is due." Now they were going to reject Him. But in doing so, they were going to reject the very cornerstone upon which God intended to build His kingdom. Where did He get His authority? He was the cornerstone upon which God would build. Now the cornerstone set the parameters for a building, but they didn't like the parameters that Jesus set, so they rejected Him. But though He was rejected by men, He was chosen and precious in the sight of God. And just like with them, our response to Jesus determines our eternal fate.